Now let's come to the difficult part. What is love? There are ascending hierarchy of love, and there are different types of love. So we have to begin to understand what do we mean when we say love. So let me share some examples with you. First level of love is what we call more lustful love. When you are attracted for physical pleasure to somebody. That is one level of love. It originates in our tendency to procreate for survival of the species and so on and so forth. That's one level of love, okay? Nothing wrong or bad, it's one type of love. Second type of love is where you feel compassion and nurturing ability for the other person. You feel nurtured with them and you want to nurture them. That's the next level of love. This is the type of love where you want to hold on to people. I call it clingy love. So the first one I said lustful love, second is clingy love. Till death do us part, I don't want to let you go and so on and so forth. You know, we will swim and sing together and all of that. That's really clingy love. It is very contingent on the other people loving you back based on the way you want. So you love them, but you want to be loved back the way you want to be loved, not the way they can love. So that's called the codependent clingy love. Nothing wrong with it. It's nice. I've been there. And it's very nice. But that, I just want you to understand what it is. It is the codependent clinging love contingent on both parties being able to love the other in the way they want to be loved. Then comes the next level of love, which is called love based in compassion and acceptance. Right? Where you expect the person for who they are and who they are not. You expect what needs are being met for you and what needs are being not met. And you have consciously, intentionally chosen, I'm going to be compassionate with myself for wanting all my needs met. But I'm going to be accepting other person that they can meet some of my needs but not all. But I make a choice to have this dynamic. That's the third level of love, based on compassion and acceptance. Acceptance of your needs and compassion for you wanting whatever you want. Acceptance of the other person the way they are not. You're not trying to change and fix them. You're being compassionate about their imperfections and you're being accepting of this. And you know, it's not perfect, okay? It's not ooh la la. That's the third level of love. The fourth level of love is what I can say a love that comes from unconditional acceptance, where you accept not only for the person the way they are not, but you give them freedom to be. You find awesomeness in who they are as a possibility, who they are as a being. You honor and accept that without expecting something from it. So you can be loving of them without they loving you back, or without making a romantic love, without making it a lustful love. For example, that's the way you can love nature. This is the way you can love the sun. This is the way you can love a philosopher. This is the way you can love an author. This is the way you can love your teacher, where you are inspired by the possibility of who they are. However, you are not attached to getting something from them. And you have a clear understanding of what you bring to them also. So transaction is very clear. Both people are inspired by who the other person is, what this person brings to this life, what this person brings to that life, and that's okay. The feeling of fluttering of heart, you know the feeling of that amour is not there, okay? But you have a very deep acceptance and commitment because of what this person or this human being is. That is that level of love, okay? Finally, above that love is of divine indifference. That is when you're bounded together in duty, where together you are accomplishing something that's greater than either the two of you. And it's what you're accomplishing, what your duty is, what your dharma is the reason why you're together. Or you're in a dynamic. By together, I don't mean a couple. You're in a dynamic. It's like the love of the sun for the earth. Do you get up in the morning and say thank you? Do all the dogs and cats and human beings say thank you to the sun? And yet, without the sun, they will not live. It's the love of the sun for the earth. It's love of the earth for us. It gives us everything we want, even though we abuse it. They are tied together in a dharma, in a duty. So let's go back again. Lustful love, romantic love. Then you go to clingy, dependent, codependent love. Then you get to a compromise, acceptance, workability-based love. Then you get freedom with unconditional acceptance type of love, and divinely united in service kind of love. So this is the hierarchy of love. Every level of love gives you a different set of feelings, different type of emotional gratification, different type of physical security, different things. So as you grow, you want different things. As you go through the hierarchy of needs of what you want for your life, you will recognize. By the way, to find all 5 loves in the same person is very hard. I don't use the word impossible because I was taught by my teachers not to speak in absolutes. So I don't use the word impossible. Otherwise, if I said what I wanted to say, I would say it's impossible. And yet, because even sun has an eclipse, okay? Like that. So the point is, if you recognize where you are, you will recognize the dynamic. The lustful love will never bring you peace. The romantic codependent love will not bring you freedom. The acceptance of love does not bring you unconditional security. You have to discover that within yourself. Unconditional acceptance, based on who the person is, will not necessarily bring you all these nice vacations, all these perfect lives on Instagram, beach vacations, sunset pictures and all of that. It will not bring you all that. And the highest level of love will not bring you a pat on the back for loving them or receiving the trophy of the best lover ever. What it will bring you at the highest level of love is a sense of peace and tranquility, knowing that you are your perfect, wholesome self, your more perfect, wholesome self. Step below, it brings you freedom to be and it helps you grow as a person because you are nurtured in the relationship. Below that is give the ability to experience the Maya, the world of family, kids, this, all of that, and you grow from it. The love below that, the reward is you feel what it's like in romance, there's more color in life. And in Latin culture, it's very important to experience that spectrum of life a little bit. At the bottom, you experience physical pleasure. None of them is more important than the other. You can choose in your life how much of each you want and when you want more of what, and know what you are seeking. So when you're seeking pleasure, don't look for peace. When you're seeking safety, don't look for purpose. When you're looking for purpose, don't look for pleasure. When you're eating an avocado, know you're eating an avocado. Don't expect it will taste like a chocolate-filled donut. When you're eating a chocolate-filled donut, enjoy the chocolate-filled donut, let it please you. Do not criticize it for not being an avocado. Make sense? If you approach with these lenses, you will know why you are where you are in this relationship or whatever, right? And what do you want to bring in, what do you want to get, and you make boundaries based on that. If your boundary is pleasure, it's perfectly fine. As you know, this is the nature of the relationship, fine. You draw the boundary. If it is not so much about pleasure, but it is about that emotional codependency of feeling that romance and the dance around the trees and the Bollywood music and the sound and the sunset and the pictures, okay, maybe the chemistry is not perfect, but you get all that, right? So you keep going up. It's important to know where you are. I think more freedom and peace arises where you recognize what is the nature of the love you have and how it's nurturing you. Not the perfect answer, but I just wanted to stretch you to begin to think a little bit more, okay? But I will close with just letting you know this final point. When helping you begins to hurt me, it's abuse. There is no exception to that. Somebody asked me today a question, they texted me, learning how to let go. You have to understand, physics does not like vacuum. If you don't let go of your past, more wholesome future cannot arise. If you don't let go of the relationship or the arrangement you're dragging, something more wholesome cannot arise. There's always a non-zero chance that something better will not come, but you have to take it. Don't eat the donut and criticize the donut for not being an avocado. You don't want the donut, let it go, get an avocado. You realize what you like is donut. Enjoy the damn donut, right? Enjoy it for however well it. And one day you realize it's not working anymore. I want an avocado, then let go. Don't criticize the donut for being, and don't criticize yourself for wanting an avocado but eating a donut, okay?